interesting ecosystem. But the fact of the matter is that if you see all those big brands, they all have SAP somewhere in their organization, be it on the procurement side, be it on the financial side, you know, whatever the HR, whatever the case may be. So that's the one big part, and there's all these 92% of Forbes Global 2000 is in some or other way involved. On the other side, we sit with the partners. Now, some of them are here today, you know. I'm not going to go through all of the list because I might miss one, and then I'm going to feel bad about that. But the partners are absolutely critical, because they are the implementers of most of the software. And come to think of it, maybe in the program we should have built a little bit of experience from you guys, you know. And when we do that, it's a learning I already have in my head. Next time we will do that. Maybe get from you who are already in the business, help and share some, the students who are still at university, you know, try to get just a little bit more of a connect. So I'll certainly look at it, you know, if you do it that way. So I think between these two groupings, the partners and the customers, it creates this vast ecosystem of SAP activity that goes on all around the world, in every single country that I know of except 2, which we are not in at the moment for geopolitical reasons. I think we know the world is changing. We already spoke a little bit about this. Data is becoming the new oil. We know that. Sustainability, we've already spoken about. That's an issue. And the fact that we all have to be digitally literate anyway. And it's like in the old days when you had to, 50 years ago, you had to be able to read and write. You know, now people are talking about we teaching school kids to code, even if they don't become developers, devs one day, but they need to be literate about these things. So we're living in a changing world. We have the challenges. We understand there's this big ecosystem. We understand there's this big partner system. SAP sits in the middle with all the software solutions, platforms, etc. So that creates, I think, a big gap, a big opportunity for persons who are skilled. Just some statistics. They are referenced there if you want to go check them. Jobs are being transformed by technology. We know that certain jobs exist today that did not exist 5 years ago. It did not exist. 75% of companies reported a talent. Hi, welcome. We're running out of space. Here's another seat, yeah? 75% of organizations have a talent shortage. And only 26% of computing-related jobs are held by women. And that's bad. So I'm glad that we have so many female colleagues, students here today, because we really, even in our organization globally, it's a very, very high priority to make sure that, I can just say that the last 2 MDs of SAP Africa were both women, right? So I love working for a female boss. It's just so nice. It really is. I think women have skills and the empathy that males often lack when they come in positions of power. Anyway, right. So certainly there are opportunities. A little bit about the organization. Next Gen, it's a global community of students, university schools, partners who are passionate. And what we're trying to do is we try to create amongst young professionals. That's actually the word I was using previously. You are the young professionals. You're not the industry. We're all almost professionals, but I would rather refer to you as young professionals. But we like the next generation to learn, research, and innovate with business applications, and if it's ours, even better, right? Why? So that you guys, as the future, will be able to understand how intelligent enterprises should be run, but that you also have the ability to shape your own futures and hopefully have a meaningful impact on the world. And here we're talking about sustainability, obviously. So this really sums up, I think, what SAP we have two brands. We have the University Alliances, which is our more formal academic collaboration with faculty. And then we use the Next Gen brand as when we talk to the younger generation, why we can do things like this. It is all because of our commitment to really get to the point where people, you guys, hopefully love what you do. Now, SAP is normally known for its boring software, also known for its boring interfaces in the past, but those days are gone. Those of you that have worked with it probably know. Those of you that come from the old R3 system will know that in the latest form of S/4HANA, it looks much better. And then there's a lot of exciting things that are building around that core, where we talk about cloud computing, when we talk about things like analytics, data visualization, integrated business, business networks, integrated business planning, integrated supply chains. All those things become, I think, much interesting than SAP was 15, 20 years ago when it was purely ERP. So, yeah, we would like the world to become, we would like companies to become intelligent enterprises. Our contribution to that is through programs like this, through our University Alliances programs, our academic programs, these kind of things, hopefully to achieve those three things. As an organization, we're spread quite widely over the world. As you can see there, big in North America. Let's just look at the light gray dots. The other ones are schools, universities, big in America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, Greater China. So definitely a global organization. So what do we offer? What do we give? We offer on 4 levels. We offer something to students and graduates or young professionals. We offer some things to the faculty, our universities and our academia. We have a program in terms of schools where we work with, when I talk schools, I'm talking about school kids, right? And we offer something to industry partners and try to work around innovation, for example. In the past, we've run projects with universities and either a partner or a customer, maybe do like an innovation jam or do a design thinking session trying to address a particular project, maybe create a prototype, and that is all under our Next Gen, more on the innovation side of things. Right. So, you being basically Next Gen students and recent graduates or then young professionals, we offer a number of learning opportunities, free learning journeys, what we call, what is collected in what we call the student zone, and you can find, once we distribute the slides, you can certainly find that over there. We also, as I said, work with school kids, where we start at a very young age, working with Snap and microblocks. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's quite fun. It's almost like building Lego. We work with projects, as I've just mentioned, Next Gen projects, innovation. We even have a ERP simulation game, which is also used globally quite extensively by universities, which makes it even more fun, and it brings a competitive element into that. And then we also have graduate programs, learning festivals. This is on a global level, so there's a lot of things happening. I think in terms of today's talk, I would like to more focus on the learning offerings, and I will do that shortly. As I say, we also work with academia, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. We have our core programs, which runs at many universities in Africa, which is the S/4HANA Enterprise Systems program, which is a foundational program, which some of you may have already gone through. And that is normally, we find that helps students who later on go into a more advanced functional or specialized areas, you know, when they have the foundational program in place, it just makes it so much easier. So as I say, this is something that we normally have a discussion with faculty, and we do that through all of Africa. We have, in Africa, we work, we have universities in probably 10 countries who actually teach SAP at university. So for you, how to better prepare yourself for a potential career in the SAP ecosystem. I apologize for that typo. That should have been capital letters. I was fortunate enough to have on our annual academic conference, which Dr. Rajatunji was also attending as part of the management board for the African community. We actually got a guest speaker from EY, and that person kindly allowed me to share his slides. He's EY Mauritius, actually. So I wanted to go there, you know, just to have a meeting with him, but the request was denied. So and it just wants to show three things. I think the one is one of the disciplines that actually that they at EY, and I know, sorry that some of your competitors here, this is just a case study. Happy that we can share. We had one with KPMG last year, and we're very happy to also share other experience from other organizations. Accounting, banking, business administration, logistics, transport, computer science as well, right? Cybersecurity. We all know how big cybersecurity is nowadays. Electronics, telecommunications, software engineering, mechatronics, geomatics, you know, global information, geospatial information systems, IS, law, math, statistics. So that is one organization, and that is the mix of skills that they're looking for in the market. And I can tell you, if you now go speak to the other industry partners, the partners here today, they will tell you more or less the same thing. They are hungry for talent. I know the first thing you're probably going to ask is, yeah, but I don't have experience. And I talking about students, I know that is probably a challenge. And that's why it's important to try and know where there are grad programs or internships, and where there are organizations who are looking for talent, who are prepared to take in very young talent. I know sometimes they say, give me at least 2 years of work experience, and you say, where can I get it? I understand that is a challenge. But it is possible, because I think amongst here there sit people who actually managed to get out of university, get into one of these organizations, and actually started on a career path as an intern, as a grad, whatever the case may be. But the field is very broad. They say that, for instance, and I'm not going to go through all the slides, SAP ECC, that's our previous generation of software, right? That was what the old SAP R3 it was also called, but ECC 6 was the last version. That is going out of maintenance in 2027, which means SAP will not be supporting it. So that at the moment there's a huge demand, and once again, you guys can maybe attest to that, to actually, for organizations that must transition from ECC 6 to S/4HANA, which is the latest generation of ERP software from SAP. And then from there, from on-premise, move into some other hybrid cloud version of that, which will be S4 Cloud or S/4HANA Cloud, or in some cases there could be some stuff on-premise and some in the cloud. And once again, you guys who are in the industry already working on consulting projects could attest to that. Right. So I'm not going to go through all the slides. I just wanted to get to the next one, really. But this is just some examples of where the market is going. And this is primarily in Mauritius, but they also work in the rest of the continent. So they offer, for instance, career opportunities, analytics, marketing, data science. I mean, we all know how important data science, data engineering, on the data side, system integration side, software engineering, data architects, software architects, machine learning, project management, and if you look at it from an integration perspective, Scrum Masters. So once again, that's a broad area of potential opportunities that sits not with EY, yes, with them too, but what sits in the ecosystem. Now, I don't have a golden bullet that I can give you to say, okay, yes, this is how it works. If it was easy, everyone in the world would be there, right? So I also want to not give you a false impression that some of you may already have, even if you're at university, you already may have a grad program, or you have a bursary which guarantees you a job. You're very, very fortunate. Others are still looking for opportunities, and I can only say that one should never give up and try your utmost best to try and find those opportunities and to be the best and to try to get in as one that you can get your foot in the door and from there progress further. And there certainly are opportunities. So if you consider going into somewhere in the SAP world, or if you even just want to make sure that your skill set gets expanded, I think you've seen this before, right? Quote from Nelson. I'm just checking. I think, yeah. There are ways that you can do it, and which you yourself can do it. So some of you, sorry, I was just seeing, I'm not working on the latest version of my presentation. That's why I was a little bit perplexed. It often happens when you change things 12 o'clock at night. So this is an interesting one to those of you that are not currently, who have time. So this is an invitation that sits there now, which is an initiative by SAP, a global initiative, which they call the Business Process Open Lecture. Now what this means is it's a structured program, very much based on self-study, or to a large extent based on self-study, which will give you an opportunity to actually get certified in SAP. It's a joint collaboration between us, as you can see, the University of Mannheim and some other organizations in Europe. And there's a specific learning journeys that they will be followed. For example, the S4HANA, which is the core one. From there, there will be virtual sessions, and at the end, there will be an opportunity to do a free certification. So this runs, as you can see, from October this year to March next year. Now for the university students, that's maybe a little bit more challenging because you still have academic work to do. I don't know your personal circumstances, so at the end of the day, this is something you might take note of. You'll see there is a QR code. It's all on the web. If it's something that suits you, you're certainly welcome to go and have a look at this. This is a very specific, structured opportunity that is currently available. We also have on our global learning website certain what we call learning journeys or learning paths, courses if you want to. These are mainly self-study. So once again, it takes a bit more discipline from yourselves. Also, we must make sure it does not interfere with those who are still in the academic program, but certainly worthwhile having a look, maybe over December. If you're really bored, you can go and look at the student zone. Once again, there is a link, and there are a number of courses that are available free of charge. And in some cases, there are even free certification that you can apply for. This is once again more for the faculty. There is a model whereby you can apply for a certain number of certifications. This is professors, lecturers, which they can then also get those certification vouchers, get access to the content, and in some cases, some universities have actually brought this into their curriculum, where the certification becomes part of the academic year. So, just recap. We started off by just welcoming everyone, and then some more people came in and welcomed again and again and again. I just want to know, did all the students who are here and the young professionals who were registered for this program, did you all get a baggie? Everyone? Okay, I just want to make sure. Right. So there's one for me. Nice. We started off, looked a little bit about SAP, looked a little bit at the challenges that exist in the world today. You know that just as well as I do. Sustainability, big. Digital transformation, big. And then we said, okay, but that creates opportunities because there's huge skill shortages. And then we started exploring a little bit, where do the skill shortages are? What are the opportunities globally? We looked at the various areas where that could be applicable. Then I looked a little bit about what SAP offers from the Next Gen program side, as well as from the University Alliances side. And I've showed you some of the places, and there's more. There's a lot of stuff available. If you are at the point where you want to, you're not part of a formal university program, but you want to enhance your SAP skills, I hope that today and the rest of the day you will also have some opportunity, maybe not as much as you would have liked to go and network with the organizations that are here, especially with the partner networks, talk to them, find out how it works. The students will have that little competition where we're going to collect stickers during lunchtime, and we will have some more speakers who will continue, I think, on this vein, because we're not yet to tell you how S4HANA works or how SAP Analytics Cloud works. It's not a technical session. It's really more for us to share what we understand is going on in the market, what we understand where the opportunities may rise, even though we know there's no golden ticket that gets you in anyway, just because you're here. The fact that you are here all tells me you are committed. You've gone through the pain of getting here, sat on the bus for 2 hours. Most of you got up very early. I really appreciate that, to be quite honest. And I really see such a great group of people here in front of me that I can just tell you thank you from my side that you came here. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I think we have about 5 minutes if there's any particular questions. Thanks. There's my details. I will send the slides around to everyone that's on my distribution list. Questions? Comments? Also from the faculty guys, you're welcome to comment. Nothing? Then I thank you. The next speaker will then be, I think we should then switch to your system, right? Let me just take the time. Okay, we are a little bit ahead. Do you want to take a quick comfort break? Let's take a 5-minute break and then we all get back here.